right now on SAU Weekly. Downtown Double Take. Big changes to how you get around downtown Davenport. And setting the stage. SAU Theatre is bringing a new life to an ancient Greek myth. Plus, soundtrack for success. How one student juggles classes, soccer, and producing his own music without missing a beat. And in sports, Three-Peat. SAU women's soccer secures the CCAC Tournament crown for the third year in a row. Plus, crushing the competition. How one esports team is keeping their undefeated streak alive. Your latest news and sports from St. Ambrose University starts right now. Welcome to this edition of SAU Weekly, your source for the latest news and sports from St. Ambrose University. I'm Mallory Helmig.
And I'm Bradley Deason Cooper.
Traveling through downtown Davenport, you may have noticed a big change, one last one-way street. In March, the city started a new construction project in downtown that would last until the fall of 2026. The purpose of the $14 million project is to resurface 3rd and 4th Street between Telegraph Road and Harrison Street. With the project, City Council also got the chance to change the two streets into two-ways. The decision was made after demand from local businesses and a change in the amount of traffic downtown over the years.
3rd and 4th Street used to be two-way streets back in the 1930s and 40s, and they started to get so much traffic downtown, about 30,000 cars a day on each of the streets, because the downtown was just incredibly busy. It was the place to do your shopping and business. Well, over time, our city's gotten bigger. A lot of our shopping's gone out to the mall and to North Elmore Street. So now we're seeing maybe 5,000 to 6,000 cars a day, and so you really don't need that high capacity one way to move cars quickly through the downtown. So the downtown business owners have been asking for this for, probably about a decade, and essentially what they really want is they want to see traffic slow down in the downtown so it's a more enjoyable experience for pedestrians and people who are shopping at businesses.
The conversion of 3rd Street to two-way travel extends from Marquette Street to River Drive. Construction on 4th Street will begin next year and will be converted into a two-way in the fall of 2026.
The St. Ambrose Theatre Department is bringing a new kind of story to the stage this week. Their latest production, Eurydice, takes audiences on an emotional journey through love, loss, and memory. SAU Weekly's Mallory Helmig takes us to the Studio Theater.
Unlike the comedies and musicals that have filled the Galvin stage in the past, Eurydice dives into something much deeper.
My husband's name, do you know it?
The play reimagines the ancient Greek myth through the eyes of its heroine, blending modern staging, poetic language, and raw emotion.
It's kind of different than what we've done here in the past acting-wise because there is a lot of emotion in it. It's a very emotionally intensive show, and I thought that'd be really fun to have the experience and opportunity to be able to portray that in a different way than some of the silly shows like Pirates of Penzance that we've done in the past.
Close your eyes then.
Rehearsals have pushed students to dig into every line and every emotion, working closely with directors to understand not just what the characters say, but why.
Each scene in depth so many times, like during rehearsal with Dan especially, like what does this line mean to the characters? And then we can explain, like, what do you think she's thinking in this moment? And then we kind of break it down, and then that makes the emotional aspect of it a little bit easier because you're really feeling it in the moment as well.
Claire, do you feel bonita?
From lighting to costume design, the production is a complete collaboration between students and faculty. Every detail helps bring a modern edge to a story that's both mythic and personal.
I actually come down a little bit earlier just to make sure I'm helping with sweeping, cleaning, setting up stuff that needs to be prepped. And then we'll run the show. Sometimes we'll go over some scenes or cues, sounds that probably didn't work, lights, anything that really needs to be fixed on the spot.
That work continues right up until opening night, making sure every cue and prop helps tell the story.
Yes, that's him.
I get very proud. I get very happy to see the lights in action, the sounds, everything coming together, everyone in their place, just seeing everything come to life. It's like, wow.
From the intense emotions on stage,
Eurydice, we've known each other for centuries,
to the teamwork behind the curtain, Eurydice shows how much heart goes into every production at St. Ambrose.
Eurydice!
For SAU Weekly, I'm Mallory Helmig.
Thanks, Mallory. Eurydice opens this weekend and runs through next weekend at the Galvin Fine Arts Center. Make sure to reserve your tickets online, and don't forget, SAU students get in free at the door.
Last night, the Museum Enthusiasts Club returned to the Figge Art Museum for their annual Night at the Figge. The art auction features works from current students and alumni. Proceeds go to the club to fund learning experiences such as trips and other group activities. Both students and alumni say it's a great opportunity to showcase their work.
The art piece that I have in the auction is a print of a museum. It says Know Your History on it. It was printed on handmade cotton paper, and then I stenciled and hand set the lettering that's for the wording on the poster. It's really cool to see my art in the auction. It feels like kind of a step in the right direction towards getting artwork out there. I think it's really cool that the Museum Enthusiasts Club has this auction that showcases student artwork as well, while also raising money for the school, also in their club and everything like that. So yeah, it's really great to get students involved. We definitely get a variety of pieces, and it's always interesting to see like how many big pieces we'll get versus how many small pieces, and it changes every year.
If you missed out, art donations and purchases are welcome through the Museum Enthusiasts Club. You do not have to be a member to do so.
College can be demanding enough, juggling classes, deadlines, and the pressure to plan for what's next. But one senior here at SAU isn't missing a beat, splitting his time between the classroom, the soccer field, and the recording studio. SAU's Weekly Dominic Neely caught up with Eli Elliott to see how he finds his rhythm outside of the classroom.
Here at St. Ambrose University, senior Eli Elliott wears many hats. An occupational therapy major, a soccer player, and even a residential advisor. But through it all is a common chord: music.
So I took piano lessons when I was about 6 or 7 for a couple years, and I sort of maintained that basic piano skill for like the early stages of my life.
From there, Eli's love for music would grow, and so would his skills.
When I was about 14, I started making beats on GarageBand for rappers, and I would sell them to rappers, and I would be tagged as like the producer of those beats, and I would get frustrated because they wouldn't always complete the idea I had in my head. So I eventually sort of realized like, oh, I can do that myself.
And that's exactly what he did. In 2021, Eli released his first song on the streaming platforms. He soon found that sharing his passion with the world helped shape his love for music and the joy it brings him.
What else can I show you? My favorite part is when you catch a flow state, because you'll be in a writer's block for a long time, and then all of a sudden you got an idea and it flows and it comes out really quickly. My favorite part is when it's just everything is coming together.
For Eli, it's not just the song that makes the process special, but the grind behind it and the joy when it finally all clicks.
Everything I've practiced on piano, everything I've practiced with songwriting, my skills in producing and bringing it all together, and I can hear the final product, and it's just flowing and moving, and also just looking at that final result later, it's really satisfying. And then those are the drums, and then like the instruments.
Even as a full-time student athlete, Eli says his time at SAU has only helped him grow.
My musical abilities skyrocketed once I got here, mainly because of the Galvin Fine Arts Center. There's like they have practice rooms where you can sit and you can play piano, and in my free time after like tests or after soccer practice, I would find myself going there and just banging on the keys and sort of bringing back like the skills I used to have.
And for that, he's grateful. With SAU Weekly, I'm Dominic Neely.
Thanks, Dom. You can find Eli's work on Spotify, Apple Music, or wherever you listen to your music. Just look up Eli's name, Eli Elliott. His latest single, ILY, dropped in June.
Coming up next in sports, conference champs. SAU women's soccer win their third straight conference title.
Plus, crushing the competition, how one esports team is keeping their undefeated streak alive.
Join SAU Weekly's Dominic Neely as he takes you inside SAU athletics. Stay tuned.
Tune in to KALA and hear something different. Programming that celebrates the diversity of our listeners. We're advocates for the arts, showcasing your favorite music from around the world. We're storytellers, producing award-winning news and educational podcasts. We're dedicated sports fans, bringing you the latest fighting bee action from St. Ambrose University. We're a learning lab, mentoring the next generation of broadcasters and content creators. A part of your community for 5 decades. We're KALA Radio, 88.5 FM and 106.1 FM. Turn it on and turn it up. Ready the studio in 3, 2.
Welcome to this edition of SAU Weekly, your source for the latest news and sports from St. Ambrose University.
We begin with breaking news after a vehicle crashed into a non-residential campus building overnight.
We should always have places to promote inclusivity on and off campus.
You guys got the opportunity to scrimmage against 3 Division I basketball teams. How did your team benefit from that later on in the season?
Well, I think it's just a great experience for our players.
Being able to run and be around the people that I enjoy gives me a reason to be passionate about running.
Welcome to Stingers, discussions with SAU bees over everyone's favorite drinks.
What happens to you though, seriously, if you drink the whole cup?
You get all your papers done. And
yeah, right.
Visit Ragged Records, one of the largest record stores in the Midwest. Browse more than 30,000 new and used records, from timeless classics to new releases, and rare finds in every aisle. New to collecting vinyl? Check out our large selection of stereo equipment to spruce up your listening experience. Find your group at Ragged Records, located along Motor Row in Davenport, and in Rock Island next to Roz Talks.
Capture a piece of the past with Trash Can Annie, where vintage meets vibrant in every stitch. Browse our carefully curated collection of clothing and accessories, ranging from the late 1800s to current styles. Dress to impress with Laura's unique style and wardrobe consultations. Find a style and make it yours with Trash Can Annie, your destination for timeless fashion.
Whether you're a competitive runner, looking to stay fit, or just looking for comfort and support, Running Wild has you covered. Locally owned for more than 3 decades, Running Wild is the Quad City's trusted source for athletic wear and accessories. No matter your experience level, we'll help you find the right fit with all the top brands for running and walking and the latest in running apparel. Open 7 days a week, just up Brady Street. Don't walk, run to Running Wild, your run specialty store.
Two top teams in the Chicagoland Collegiate Athletic Conference faced off in the conference tournament semifinals, but only one team would punch their ticket to the championship. The Bees would end up securing the win in double overtime against the St. Xavier Cougars. Senior forward Jenna Horst had 4 shots and put 2 of them in the back of the net. Goalkeeper Ellis Carson faced 8 shots on goal and managed to save 7. These performances helped give the Bees their 2-1 victory and would advance them to the conference championship game. On Tuesday, the Bees faced off against St. Francis for the CCAC championship at St. V's. After a scoreless first half, the pressure built in the second. It was a long, hard-fought battle, but the Bees finally had their breakthrough an hour into the game. It was Mia Hefner who put the ball through the net with an assist from Addie Kirchhoff. This would be the game winner, giving the Bees the title of CCAC champions. Congratulations, ladies. The SAU Esports Rocket League team won the Mississippi Valley Esports Conference Playoff Tournament last weekend. This comes after the team went undefeated in their regular season. The Bees won the tournament with a 4-1 win over Jamestown, followed by a 4-0 win over Cornell, taking down Cornell once again in grand finals 4-1 to secure victory. Rocket League team captain Ryan Cruz said this was the Bees' first time being invited to participate in the Mississippi Valley Esports Conference.
I think we all knew that we were going to win, and when we did, we were all really happy because, I mean, it's been a long time in the making of building this roster, and not even just in this semester, but going through all the hurdles that we have as a team. You know, the thing that I think about our play that makes us special is that our play is very clean and it's very principled. It's very difficult to do that. You have to have full trust in all your teammates whenever you're doing that. But now that we're here, I feel like we can consistently create these results, and I'm looking forward to continuing. I have no reason to stop now.
Rocket League's next varsity match will be against the Central Methodist University Eagles on November 19th. Be sure to check out their game live on twitch.tv/SAU Esports. The women's basketball team opened conference play on Wednesday night, hosting the St. Xavier Cougars in Lee Lohman Arena. The Bees came out dominant in the first half. Abby Wolter finds Caitlin Thole for the three-point. The team played strong defense, and just 30 seconds later, Thole does it again, putting the Bees up by 8. In the second period, Isabella Hutchinson finds Peyton Calouette for the three. The Bees continue to keep the energy up on both ends of the floor. 2 minutes later, Haley Flores would set up Calouette for her second three-pointer of the night. Bees up 4. The game stayed close for most of the night, but in the final minutes, the Bees couldn't hold off the Cougars, falling 57-50. The women's basketball team is back in action this Saturday, taking on Indiana South Bend on the road at 1 p.m. The Fighting Bees men's basketball team has just started their 2025 season a few weeks ago, and they currently sit at 1-3 on the season so far. With the season just getting underway, the Bees will have high hopes as the season goes on to continue to grow as a team and getting better before conference play begins. The Bees have a very strong team with a mix of season returning players from last year and a strong new pool ready to make their mark. One of those returning players is junior Guillermo Narbona. The forward is currently averaging 14 points per game and currently has a field goal percentage of 56.8. Another returning player is the senior guard from Concordia, Argentina, Ignacio Dacunda. Dacunda is averaging 19.3 points per game with a 57.7% field goal percentage. One of the new additions to the team is 6'7" freshman forward from Toronto, Canada, Razuk Zudani. The freshman has a three-point percentage of 33.3 in the 2 games he's played so far, as well as a field goal percentage of 60%.
We gotta end the season correctly because last year we had a good start, but then we start doing poorly during the conference games, and we gotta focus on the conference game and try to win those.
I think everybody on my team has been on the same thing, working hard during the off season to get better. I'm grateful for the minutes that the coach and staff have been giving me. I'm just trying to do anything I can to help the team win and hopefully get a banner season.
You can catch the Fighting Bees at their next home game as they take on Oakland City tomorrow at 4 p.m. in Lee Lohman Arena. And be sure to catch the Fighting Bee football team as they take on William Penn in their final home game of the season tomorrow at 1. You can also tune in live on KALA 106.1 FM. That'll do it for Inside SAU Athletics. I'm Dominic Neely.
And that's all we have for you on this edition of SAU Weekly. We'll be back next week with the latest news and sports from St. Ambrose University.
Remember to check out the SAU TV Facebook, Instagram pages for our newscasts, top stories, and more. You can also find them on The Hive at sauthehive.com. Thanks for watching.